maybe say a 90-meter square. What kind of furniture in terms of number of seats is advisable for that particular size of a unit?
So for a two-bedroom, usually if you see, these days you have living and dining combined. So you need to take it into account that if for a two-bedroom, you can recommend a four-seater dining and then a spacious sitting. So it could be four-seater, like a sectional sofa and a nice accent chair, which will also enhance the area. It could be of a brighter shade, something which will pop up. It will add as an accent item or a focal point.
It's a guy, Boris Yeltsin, Decor with the Wolf of Real Estate. Welcome back to a Realty Boris podcast. And today, I brought you a very important guest. Guess what? Today, we're going to learn about the things you need to understand as a first-time home buyer when it comes to designing your property, right? Maybe you want to make it an Airbnb. Maybe you want to move in. You know, we're going to learn a lot from our guest on my right-hand side. And this is Reshma. Reshma, please introduce yourself.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Reshma.
Yes.
Design director working for Manzil Designs.
Amazing. You're welcome. And if you get to watch this till the end, we'll get to touch a lot of things. Natural lighting, you know, just planning and, I don't know, just furniture and many more when it comes to interior design. Now, this podcast is brought to you by a development in Parklands comprising of 4 and 5 bedroom duplex condo from a seasoned developer. And this is for anybody who has a big family and wants to live in Parklands, just not so far away from the mosque. Enough about that. We are going straight into our podcast. Welcome into our podcast. So, Reshma, look, I've just bought my property and I'm trying to design it, like painting, you know, just putting furniture in. What are the things I need to look at that point before I put furniture in?
Sure. Since you mentioned it's your first property, so you may have considered certain factors. So the factors like light and the space. So whenever we suggest or when we start designing, we try to complement those factors. So not to forget, before you start your steps in designing, you need to measure the space. Try to consider the factors of light. If it's an airy, bigger window space, you complement light. Don't make it look darker by adding brighter colors. You don't put darker colors. Then you try to use floors which are with bigger sizes so that there are lesser joints and easy to maintain.
Wow.
And you need to measure the furniture before you place order so that you don't clutter your space.
All right. But then what do you mean cluttering? I mean, what do you mean? But what do you mean when you say cluttering?
So, say for instance, if it's a living room, you don't overdo it. You do not buy furniture which might be oversized compared to the space available. Say for instance, the space is available for a sectional sofa and an accent chair. You need not buy 3-seaters, 2-seaters, and another single seater.
Yes.
It will make the space look very cramped. So you need to consider all these factors before getting into decor.
All right.
And furnishing it.
All right. So example, somebody buys say it's let's say a 2-bedroom. Right? A 2-bedroom. I don't know if you are much into the size. Can I talk about the size?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe say a 90-meter square. What kind of furniture in terms of number of seats is advisable for that particular size of a unit?
So for a 2-bedroom, usually if you see, these days you have living and dining combined. So you need to take it into account that if for a 2-bedroom, you can recommend a 4-seater dining and then a spacious sitting. So it could be 4-seater, like a sectional sofa and a nice accent chair, which will also enhance the area. It could be of a brighter shade, something which will pop up. It will add as an accent item or a focal point. So you need to consider factors. How is the space going to be used? Dining and living, just living, or you are having formal and informal living in the same space. It all depends how you want to use it.
Amazing. I see sometimes when somebody buys a property, you come and suggest for them the tiles,
yes,
the lighting.
Absolutely. So there are a normal way of taking inputs from the client, like we see the family members, the lifestyle, whether they entertain a lot of guests or they are just a nuclear family and working people. So based on that, we build up the design, and at the same time, we try to suggest finishing material which are easy to maintain and something which are also trending. Say, for instance, as you mentioned, for the floors, we would suggest that if you are going to refurbish or going to check on the tiles, go for bigger ones, since you will avoid more of joints, and it will give you a bigger expanse look with bigger tiles. Something similar like that of marble or natural stone. That kind.
So
Yeah.
you go with bigger tiles?
Yes.
To
yes.
make it have
to make
a
it
clean...
look bigger
Oh.
and cleaner. It's easy to maintain with lesser joints.
Ah.
The smaller the tile, there are multiple joints, so you need to take care on that. After over a period of time, those joints will be visible, so the tiles and the floor will look a little bit cluttered.
Ah.
So we start with the floors, and then we enhance the walls, the ceilings.
But then look, sometimes, I bought a house and some would say, look, Boris, it's costly to, to work with the interior designer. I would just like to do it by myself. What do you think?
Yeah, that's also an option. There's nothing, how everybody has an creative streak in them. So that's also okay. So in such a case, we would always say, if you're experimenting, go for neutral palette. Don't overdo it by putting too many colors. Try to stick to neutral palette. Go for timeless furniture. You need not go for something which is classic, and after a period of time you may not like it. So you can go to minimal kind of decor, which will help you, and then you can keep adding things as and when required.
What do you mean neutral colors? What are neutral colors?
Neutral colors are very light shade of beige, cream, very earthy tone, but again on the lighter shade.
Oh.
So it makes the space look brighter and nice. It will reflect a lot of light. If you have light coming into the house with white ceiling and neutral palette, it will make the place more brighter.
All right. But then again, look, you're getting into your space. You are designing, and the lounge has bigger tiles, and you have a 4-seater there in your lounge. What else do I need to look at when it comes to maybe say my kitchen, right? I mean, how do I need to organize my kitchen?
So kitchen definitely is very functional area as compared to other parts in the house. I think the best you do it is using the best of hardware. Hardware now that comprises of not only hinges but the drawers. The more of drawers and some nice functional pantry units makes it more functional. All right. So these days, if you check in the market, you do have hardware which are multifunctional. It will have drawers with different capacity of weight, slow motion, the usual
Hydraulics.
telescopic ones. So you could upgrade them. Check in the market. The corner units, you have Lazy Susan, which is easy to use. So you could say it is more user friendly. And then the tall units, either just having shelves, you could go with ladder unit. So that's the pantry unit, which has a telescopic kind of fixture with all the ready-made trays arranged together. So upgrading your kitchen with this kind of hardware will really make it look nicer and trendy.
Now look, I've seen many kitchens that do not have, like modern kitchens don't have chimneys and all that to extract, and you have these modern, how do you call it, extractors and all that. What do you think?
So there are two kind of extractors. You could use the grill ones where you can easily clean the grills, where you need not have the duct going right outside. If it's in standalone house, you could go for that kind of arrangement where they have an extractor fan which pulls all the grease and throws it out. But in a typical apartment where you do not have access to external wall, what you could do is you could go with the hood which has grills in them, which you could service or ask the company guys every 3 months, 6 months to have it clean. So it really works well that way.
Talk about sorry.
No, it's okay. It makes your kitchen look nice, airy, and then it will not have that smell, since many houses do have open kitchen.
Yeah, I've seen that. So
you need to take care on that.
I've seen that a lot. Talk about the kitchen island. I mean, when do you fit it?
Uh,
When do you fit a kitchen island into space? Because I've seen some do have and some don't have.
Yeah, so typically kitchen island is ideally recommended where you have a very spacious kitchen, because from either sides you should be able to access both left and right counters. So I would say parallel counters. If there is enough space of 1 meter or 1.2 meters between the two counters is good enough to install a island.
Ah,
Not
1.2.
otherwise that, yeah, 1.2, somewhere around that,
Right.
because both the sides when you access you should be able to stand and open the drawer or the shutter for the cabinet below.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about the tiles on the kitchen? Are they different from the tiles we use in the lounge?
Yes.
How are they different?
Kitchen tiles usually we recommend matte finish because it's easy to maintain, and also glossy as you see, those are slippery, a little slippery, and we don't want those accidents in the kitchen. You work with water, so if there is a little spillage of water, you don't know where the water is since the tiles are glossy, and person may slip.
Cause accidents.
Yes.
Ah,
So it's always recommended to go for the matte finish.
amazing. Now you have done your kitchen and you have a laundry area. So what do I look at in the laundry area?
Well, laundry area is more functional again compared to kitchen because there is a trend of wet and dry kitchen. So a lot of work happens in the wet laundry area.
All right.
So if the space is enough, you can provide counter for basic cooking and a sink. And if there is further more space, there is another counter added as suggested laundry. So you could have your washing machines, dryers, dishwashers below the counter, and the top counter could be used as ironing board.
Ah.
And then, of course, if the laundry is good enough, we need to identify a small dhobi area where odd-sized vessels, and it depends culturally how people cook. So it could be used for washing.
I've seen this thing of cabinetry density. Can you talk about it? I mean, the weight of the cabinetries. You know, the density of it, the weight, the heaviness of it, the handle. I mean, if you go into the kitchen, you'll find some kitchens have got very light
shutters.
Yes, and some are very dense. You know, material when it comes to particle boards.
Yeah, so there are particle boards and MDF boards. MDF boards are medium density fiber boards, and particle boards are something which is slightly coarse, which has a thicker particle. But as per my knowledge, I'm not too sure, but I think particle board are more hardware friendly.
All right.
So when you install hinges, it tends to stay for longer.
Oh, as compared to the
MDF.
MDF. Why is that?
Because MDF, I think once you bore the hole to put the hinge, if the hinge gets loose, then it's slightly difficult to
redo it again.
Redo it. But usually there are another attachment to it. There are roll plugs which are like plastic enhancement, which will hold the hinge. So there are a lot of improvements also. And then I think it's the budget. MDF may be a little costlier than particle board. Then you can decide how you want to do it. And then there is one more better board than that, which is called block board. Block board, which is not made of any composite, but pieces of wood which are laid together to make a board. Block board.
Block board. Okay,
Yes.
so you can
So
use that
they-
also for the kitchens.
Yeah, for kitchens, wardrobes, anything. If the budget is if the budget is no constraint, you could definitely recommend block board also.
They're much they're
Sturdier because they are not made of from particle, but from the pieces of wood.
of wood.
Natural wood. Yeah.
I see that. So look, how about the bedroom? What do I need to look at in the bedroom when it comes to, say, design? Right? Design in the bedroom. What is that I need to look at?
As suggested bedroom, the focal point is bed. So you need to identify what kind of bed you are looking at, and then how do you want to put storage, because two important factors in bedroom is the storage, that is wardrobe and bed. So what kind of bed do you want to use? If you're say if it's a secondary bedroom or third bedroom, you could go for Murphy beds or sofa beds. Principal bedrooms will have a nice king size bed, and you need to identify what kind of beds you're going to buy, and based on that you could space out your electrical points on the headboard wall.
Okay.
Because it's important to have an access to those switch plates, since you will be putting your, everybody uses phone gadgets for charging, probably wall table lamps, nightstands. So if you're going for a king size bed and accounting for the side tables, you could space out your switchboards accordingly. It is that when you're refurbishing the house. But if you come with, I mean, if you're moving into a house which is already been bought by from the builder, then I don't think those things matter much, because those are
Already in place.
accordance. Yes.
But then look, somebody's asking. Now, I've bought my house, when I move into my bedroom, what are the colors that we need to go with when it comes to bedroom designing?
Yeah, so in bedroom, I think we would recommend calm colors. Again, palette of neutral colors. Maybe if you want to highlight, you could always put accessories with brighter color. Maybe a glass vase or rug or cushion, which could uplift the mood. But the palette could be neutral so that the room looks nice and bright. Even the lights could be something which could be like a design element when not even lit during the daytime. That itself is a design. That could be a piece of decor kind of
I
thing.
see.
Yeah.
Look, the washroom. There's a master washroom that I've like there is one I think I've seen here with very beautiful tiles on the wall. Do you have a distinct type of colors that someone would need to look at when it comes to their washrooms?
Washrooms, again, we don't tend to promote any bright, or I mean, not bright, but dark colors. We try to put lighter shades so that again it gives feel of a larger space. Although there are mirrors, but we don't want to make it very dark. But in some exceptional case, we try to give dark colors to make it look luxurious. But in that case, we would suggest go for gloss finish so that it reflects light. Because I remember we do have one toilet which is black in color,
Yeah, here,
which is slightly different. Yes.
So you mean colors would inform. I mean, let me just frame this right. You mean colors are so important when it comes to spaces in the house?
Yes. They are important.
How is that? I mean, do you mean colors communicate something?
Yeah, of course. They give you your mood, your liking. It gives the vibrant feel. So that's why we say don't overdo it. Do not splash brighter colors for pieces like sofa and things. It could be one piece, like an accent chair. Decor could have colors. You could add colors with planters, which will give you a bohemian look. It's like getting the outdoors inside. You could definitely have some greens in the house.
All right.
Yeah. So that way you could add up color and make a palette. But the main common areas like the floor and the ceiling, we will not suggest to make it dark. We try to retain it to very sober colors.
You think so? But then you mean color may inform how somebody feels? I don't get you.
So are you trying to ask whether should you use dark colors in the house?
I mean, because you're saying that
Yes,
you're telling me that that colors have an impact when it comes to how somebody feels.
Yes.
And when you're choosing colors, it's so
Yes.
important to look at
Yes.
neutral colors that make you calm.
Yes. So I'm saying most of the colors should be light, and the colors where you're looking at should be in places like in accessories. It could be one chair, it could be a part of rug, it could be decor like how you see in the
that one.
display,
Yeah.
a little darker tone,
Uh-huh.
probably then maybe some vases, some flowers. So splashes of darker colors here and there, but not major furniture. Definitely not the floor. Now, the darker color in floor, it could be in commercial space, or if you really want to highlight some space, a corner, maybe in a restaurant, maybe in an office where you have an entertainment corner. Those places could be playful with vibrant colors. But otherwise, in houses, we would suggest go for lighter shade.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Look, I walked into a kitchen somewhere in Parklands here, and the kitchen had some shade of green. The cabinetry.
Okay, that's nice. So those green should be again pastel, not the bright
Should be
green.
what?
Pastel shades.
Okay, what is that?
Those are very lighter shade. You could say any color that will be mixed with white color, which will give a lighter shade, like how you have rose pink, which is on a lighter shade, sky blue, again on a very lighter shade, green, which I would say sage color. I'm not sure if it would be, you would say sage, but with a lot of component of white in it, which would make it a pastel shade. Those are ideal for cabinets.
Because if you
Because
look
it will make the space look bigger.
all right.
We don't want the kitchen to look cramped up. So you could use combination of gloss and then a little bit of matte finish in wood color. Even that's a good combination.
But then look, if you get into the kitchens, you find you have these the granite. It's called granite countertops, and you also see some have got marble countertops. Can you explain that? And when do you have that? Why should you have that? Maybe marble or granite in your kitchen. Can you explain that?
So usually it is not marble because marble is a very soft stone. It is quartz. So quartz is it's an engineered stone. So it is furthermore stronger compared to granite. Granite is a natural stone and it has a limited shade in it. It has darker as well as lighter like gray. But what the quartz has, it has got multiple shades. It could have primary colors also. Red, blue, green, yellow, you name it, you get those colors. And then there are white with some nice crystal glitter kind of speckle in it. So it enhances the counters. So these days we do prefer using quartz for the kitchen counters since they are very durable as well. Durability wise, they are pretty nice.
How about granite?
Granite is also strong. It is good, but limitation is on color.
Colors, okay.
It is usually the dark palette.
All right.
So
then how do you know then?
And also the cost, definitely. Quartz is a little bit on a higher side compared to natural granite. So it definitely, if you're looking at luxurious look, we would say quartz is the material.
Now look, if you're given granite and quartz, how do you get to know this is granite and this is quartz?
Quartz is very fine. You will not see too many variation on the design part. I'm not saying texture, but the way, the kind of look it has. But granite, you can make out it's a natural stone. It has got light and dark spots on it.
All right. Let me ask you, somebody wants to, bring on board Manzil to help maybe them in terms of interior design. Say, would you just give us an approximate cost of maybe furnishing?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
An example, just an example.
Yeah.
Because somebody is just watching and is like, if I'm trying to furnish my, say, 3, 4, 5 bedroom. Give me an approximate cost of furnishing, maybe say a high-end 3-bedroom, high-end, very high-end. An approximate. You don't need to write, just an approximate.
It could be anywhere between 8 to 10 million.
Yeah?
For 3 bedroom,
That's
yes.
a high-end.
Yes.
You do everything, furniture, everything inside it.
Yeah.
How about a 1-bedroom?
Again, nothing less than 4 million, 4 to 5. Because now that if you're asking designers to do up the place, there is some value addition to it. We will not go with items run off mill, something which is regular. We would try to put value to it.
All right.
Where we would recommend something which will really uplift your space. So anywhere between 4 million.
But then it doesn't mean...
But now that is furnishing, doing up wall design, lights and things, nothing to do with the finishing, like changing of floors. Because floors, there's no limit to it. You would try to select a tile which is 3,000 per square meter or 5,000 per square meter. So that's again a different component for designing.
But then let me ask you, Reshma, there is this tight spaces like, say, a studio apartment. It's a bit difficult to furnish that kind of unit. What do you consider when it comes to furnishing, maybe say a studio apartment somewhere in Riverside or Westlands? What are you looking at when you're trying to make it look nice? It's a very tight space.
Yeah, it's a studio. So most of the spaces are shared in the same room.
Yeah.
Kitchen, bedroom, living, correct?
Yeah.
So we need to make it look like a whole space. So the kitchen needs to be very nice. Sofa, as per the space available, you could go for a sectional sofa, again with lighter color, so that the space doesn't look cramped up. The bed also may not be too fancy, but at the same time, very functional. So...
All right.
Yeah, we need to consider more of functionality than anything else. More of functionality, because the person moving in there is going to make optimum use of that space for each and every space. Living also, bedroom also, and kitchen as well.
So you tend to go with smaller pieces, like
Yeah. Not very loud and smaller, very much in accordance to the space available. So
Ah,
while doing up the studio, as suggested earlier, how we started, we need to measure the space and then get the furniture, rather than what you like in the market.
we need
We
to.
need to we need to make sure that what you are buying should fit in well.
So you first measure, then you
Yes.
buy.
Yes.
Somebody's onboarding you. What are the first stages that you think a client should go through before you get to even say start the work? Like the process of onboarding an interior designer. What's the process like?
Okay, we try to understand what is the client looking at as an end result.
Mm-hmm.
What is he wanting it? Then his budget and timeline. Most importantly, budget and timeline, and then comes the design, like how he wants to make it look like. Could it be classic? Could it be Japandi? So these are different style of designs. How does he want contemporary and modern? Then we get into those details because there are multiple options to achieve that design. Most importantly, we try to understand his taste, his budget, his timeline.
That is consultation.
Yes, consultation. And then we also try to present a mood board where we try to pick up some designs and show the client that, see, this is how we could achieve. Do you like this? We give an example or options of one, two, three. From there, we build up a design style,
Mm-hmm.
because the client will definitely say, oh, I like this bright color, maybe a part of it, maybe I like this kind of floor finish, maybe I want to use uh, uh, say element of mirror in one of the walls to make it look bigger. So with their inputs we can build up a design.
So it's a process
It's a process.
before we get to sign the paper and start doing the work.
Correct. Yeah. So the first cut is just an initial stage of understanding the client, what he's looking at. He also needs to see how we work. He or she needs to understand how we work, how we give them the options, and then we give a tentative quote to them. Then there is we are basically a design consultancy firm. So our main focus is we get the work done to the client's desire, and what we charge is consultancy.
So there is furnishing.
Yes, there's furnishing, there's finishing. So we give them the budget. That's a tentative idea. Once the client decides upon the design and the build up, everything, we get the actual quote. We give it to the client, and then we are good to go with that.
So then would you say
The consultancy is a different part. It's not part of the quote. The quote is generally the work that is going to be done to achieve the work at the site.
all right?
But all that I am going to do for the client has a fee that is called consultancy. So we work on consultancy basis.
But then let me ask you: is there a difference between interior decor and interior design?
Decor is how you are going to furnish the place. So we do have sometimes client where they are done with the wall design, but they want to decor the house, suggesting them good furniture, suggesting them the rugs, how to decor. I mean, do up the beds, the kind of beddings. So all those things will come into decor, even the lights. So that is one part, and then finishing is something which is fixed furniture, like the wall design you see.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the washroom, we will suggest the vanity cabinets, the glass partitioning, all those which are fixed items comes as finishing. So there are two components: finish, furnish. So furnish is what you are talking about, decor.
Decor is the furnishing now.
Yes.
And then the finish is the design.
Yeah, so that is the first part. When you start, it's if it's a blank canvas, we start with flooring, we start with ceiling, we do the wall designs, most of it. So both put together is a proper complete design piece.
That is designing. And now there is now decoration now. Where now you put in the furniture, the rugs and blah,
Yes.
blah, blah.
Yes.
So it's different. But then I can consult with you in terms
Absolutely, for both.
for both.
Yes.
Decoration and design.
And design, yes.
So Reshma, before we came on set, there's some questions that our fans had shared. And I'd like to ask you, maybe you can just elaborate on those questions, then we can proceed to the next
Sure.
level. So somebody's asking, how do you get to support high quality finishes? Maybe in the lounge, maybe in the kitchen. How do you get to know that these finishes are clean and, it's a good job in terms of finishes?
Yeah, the way it's been installed tells everything about the finishes. If you see seamless joints for the tiles, bigger tiles, and the joints are to the minimal, that gives you feel of good finish. And similarly for the kitchen, if the furniture is done up in nice finishing with all the good quality hardware, the alignment is pretty nice.
All right.
You could make out the minute you see.
What do you mean alignment?
When you have hinges and the soft close hinges, when the shutter closes, you see all the shutters seamless at one single level. So the workmanship also speaks when you look at the furniture. If it is done in a very nice finishes,
Yeah.
it speaks about it.
Sometimes I walk into show houses and you see, the paintwork has been done all the way to the skirting. Like there's an overflow into the skirting.
Yeah.
Why is that happening?
No, I think then that is attention to detail. Usually it does happen because all the work goes hand in hand. So if the skirting is done and there is paint, so the final finishing is the process we call snag, where we can check that the things are aligned the way you want it.
All right.
So they need to clean the skirting tiles and the paint finish is right at that level and the gaps and everything is being checked before you hand over.
Amazing. Next question that I'll just also like to ask you is about Airbnb. When somebody is furnishing an Airbnb, what do they need to look at to avoid? Not to make mistakes. Is it the furniture? Is it blah, blah, blah? Yeah.
So, person living in Airbnb is not a tenant who's going to live for long. And there would be a lot of people coming and going. So, we recommend we use material which are low on maintenance and durable. So, and which are low on budget as well. So, you could go for fabric which are easy to maintain with good quality, then good hardware in kitchen, and then the most important furniture is bed. So you need to provide bed which is of good quality.
Alright.
Since you don't want to keep changing furniture, it will
Alright.
cut down on the maintenance cost. And then definitely would recommend not to use lighter material or things which are tough to maintain, like glass,
Alright.
which are easy to break. So you could go with items which are durable and easily replaceable.
Now look, somebody is watching and is asking, they want to furnish their unit, but then they are on a budget. How can they go through that?
So if you are tight on budget, you don't want to make a lot of structural changes, then there are elements of design which can actually enhance the place.
Yes.
Say for instance, soft furnishing like curtains. You could try to install curtains which are slightly taller at a higher at a height, so that it gives you the feel of volume.
Okay.
It makes the room look with
Bigger.
high ceiling. Yes. Then you could add some nice colorful rugs, probably, and some nice decor piece which
Alright.
could lift the place. It could be your focal point. A nice antique decor piece could also speak about itself. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, last question I'd like to ask you is, somebody's asking, look, now I have a smaller space. How do I furnish it for it to look nice? Because sometimes it's difficult to furnish a small space.
True. So you could go for furniture which are multifunctional, multi-purpose. So there's a term for the bed called wall bed or Murphy bed, which it's put on the wall, but once when in use, you could flip it down as bed.
Yes.
So it consumes lesser space when not in use. So, and then there is sofa bed. So there are these kind of multifunctional furniture which you could use. And the color palette you could always retain to lighter shade. That's what we have been recommending. Yeah. So it makes the space look bigger. Then try to incorporate mirror, maybe as the shutter, maybe in the wardrobe shutter you could have some mirror, so it reflects the space, enhances the volume of the room.
Wow.
And
I didn't know that. Amazing.
Yeah.
That was Reshma from Manzil. And they have been so amazing. I've worked with Manzil before. They do a very good job in the market. Trust me. This show house is by Manzil. Look at the beauty that you can see. It's just beautiful. They do a very good job in the market. And my fans and clients have been asking Boris, recommend to us an interior designer. Now, today, you have an interior designer on set. Reshma, kindly share your contacts and how they can find you.
Yeah, hi. You could reach us at www.manzildesigns.co.ke, or you could reach us on phone on 0742 222 or you could also contact us through Instagram at Manzil Designs.
Amazing. That was Reshma from Manzil Designs that took us through all things interior design. It's your guy, Boris Yeltsin. But before I go, I would like to say a big thanks to the developer who has given a chance to sit here and talk about interior design. This is a 4-bedroom in the market going for 32 million. Not only that, they also have a 5-bedroom on the other side, a duplex condo in Parklands on sale. In case you are interested, the number has always been on your screen, and I'll get to see you on the next podcast, maybe with Manzil Design. Again, thank you so much, Reshma.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Ciao.